Hey, my big old Texas-sized family out there. Welcome back to Soul and Love Stories, the little corner bursting with love as fragrant as freshly grilled BBQ, passion hotter than Dallas noon sun, and emotions as rich as the black coffee I clutch every morning. Every time you hit play, every comment you drop is a loving punch that reminds me, holy smokes, this family's tastier than a fresh taco platter. You're the heart, the laughs, the reason I can't stop spinning these yarns. I love y'all so much I could faint, for real. Before we dive into today's drama, take a deep breath with me. Feel the love, the hope, and that blessing from above vibe, like biting into a melt-in-your-mouth brisket. Amen, folks. Feel that giant hug from me yet? Shout it loud in the comments. How's it hitting you? Got any tingles? I need your thoughts to crank things up, so comment now. Don't leave me hanging. I'll feel pitiful. Roll call time. Drop your city or country below and hit subscribe. Ring that bell right now. No sub, you'll regret it forever, I swear. Ready? Today we're heading to Dallas, where a cocky CEO crashes, literally, into a clumsy gal. Millionaire CEO stumbled into the ladies' room and found a hot mess who stole his heart. Dallas, Texas, where the sun scorches like a giant BBQ pit, the spicy scent of grilled meat mixes with smoke drifting through the streets, and the glass towers of Holt Innovations gleam with arrogance under a clear blue sky. Up on the 50th floor, Grayson Gray Holt stands in the meeting room, gray eyes smoldering like a Dallas sky before a storm, gripping a mug of strong black coffee. No sugar, no cream, just bitter kick to keep him sharp. His dark hair's slicked back neat, gray suit hugging his tall frame. He's a 41-year-old tech mogul, cocky enough to act like all of Texas is his backyard. "I don't pay you clowns to goof off," Grayson roars, slamming a thick report onto the redwood table, making junior assistants jump like longhorns spooked by thunder. The new AI project, what he calls humanity's future, just stalled, losing millions, and Grayson's not happy one bit. "Do you know how much cash we've sunk into this? I want results, not excuses," he snaps, eyes slicing like daggers. Tension rises like burnt BBQ smoke, Grayson rubbing his temples, feeling his head might explode. He storms out, Italian leather shoes pounding the floor, aiming for the men's restroom to splash water and cool off. But, oh sweet Texas, he shoves the wrong door, strutting into the ladies' room like a lost king. Inside, Maggie Mags Delaney's sprawled on the floor, her ratty Taco Tuesday t-shirt smeared with BBQ sauce, red hair a tangled mess like a bull just charged through the plains. She's clutching a sandwich box, sobbing hard, tears plopping onto melted cheese. Grayson freezes, coffee nearly slipping. "Who are you? What the heck's this?" Maggie jolts, the box topples, sauce splattering his shiny shoes. "Don't call security, I'm not stealing," she yells, face red as a jalapeno, flailing to wipe sauce off the floor. Grayson frowns, eyeing the chaos at his feet. Is this the ladies' room or a thief's hideout? Maggie stammers, tears streaking her face. I used to wait tables downstairs, but they fired me last week. I'm hiding here 'cause I've got nowhere to go." Grayson glares, half annoyed, half amused. "You've ruined my shoes. Get up now." Maggie scrambles upright, sandwiches tumbling. "Sorry, I didn't mean to." Grayson sighs, staring at the red-headed wreck. "Are you a disaster or a genius in disguise?" Maggie looks up, eyes teary. "Probably just a disaster, boss." Grayson smirks. The first time all day he finds something kind of fun. Dallas blazes under a sun hot as an outdoor BBQ pit, the heat making the air on the 50th floor of Holt Innovations sizzle like a frying pan. Grayson Gray Holt stands in his office, gray eyes glaring at his freshly brewed black coffee, the only thing keeping him sane after yesterday's restroom fiasco. Maggie Mags Delaney, the red-headed mess who splattered BBQ sauce all over his shiny Italian leather shoes, should have been hauled out by security ages ago, but Grayson does the unthinkable, even to himself. He hires her as a temp assistant. "You're a walking mess, so you must know how to survive my chaos," he growls, tossing her a cheap plastic ID badge that clacks against the desk. Maggie, her Taco Tuesday t-shirt smeared like she rolled through a diner, shrugs. "I'm fine with waitressing, but assisting you? I must be nuts." Grayson smirks, a dry twist like Texas plains in a drought. "Nuts or not, you wrecked my shoes. Pay me back, no negotiating." Maggie's first day is a disaster, literally. She stumbles into the meeting room, arms full of files Grayson demanded for an urgent huddle with the AI engineers. But before she can set them down, she trips over a tangle of cords, the black coffee Grayson just handed her. "Hold this, don't drop it," flies up, lands on the table like a mini tornado, soaking the precious AI report into a soggy black mess. "You trying to bankrupt me, Delaney?" Grayson roars, diving to save the papers, his gray suit sleeves streaked like a drunk artist's canvas. Maggie blushes, grabbing napkins and wiping frantically, splattering more coffee on the wall. "Oops, slippery hands, boss. Your coffee's so bitter, no loss spilling it." Grayson glares, eyes smoking like a Dallas storm brewing, feeling like his tech empire just got kicked into a black hole. But he exhales, rubbing his throbbing temples. "You're a walking nightmare, you know that?" Maggie grins, bright as Texas sun at noon. "A cute nightmare, right?" Grayson shoots her a look, nearly laughing, his first almost of the week, though he tells himself, "No, don't laugh, she's a train wreck." He grumbles, "One more stunt like that and you're fired." But deep down, her clumsiness kinda tickles him, like catching a breeze you didn't expect. Dallas skies turn rainy, water pounding the 50th floor windows like a drumline on the Texas plains. The noise making Grayson want to bash his head on the desk. Maggie, a few weeks into assisting, is used to Grayson's daily growls. He's like a longhorn poked too many times, but her knack for chaos stays top-notch, no training required. That day, she's tasked with setting up the fancy projector, Grayson's latest brag to investors. "This is the future of presentations, folks," for a big meeting to salvage the dying AI project. Maggie fiddles with it, hands still sticky with BBQ sauce from lunch, and hits the wrong button. Suddenly, a giant image of her BBQ sandwich, melted cheese, red sauce, smoky meat, fills the screen instead of the dry AI slides with numbers. "Oh, crap," Maggie yelps, flailing to turn it off like she's in a fist fight, but the sandwich keeps flashing, spinning in all its glory as investors burst into laughter. Grayson bolts from the corner, face pale as if a bull just broke loose. "What the hell did you do to my projector?" He slams the off button, suit sleeves soaked from the rainy hallway, the sandwich's smoky scent on screen, mocking the serious vibe. "You're a red-headed tornado, Delaney," Grayson barks, but Maggie giggles, wiping sweaty, sauce-stained hands. "Oops, just a little mix-up, boss. They like BBQ better than AI. Free promo for Dallas." Grayson stares, feeling his tech world morph into an outdoor taco party, but he huffs, "You're a disaster with a soul." Maggie winks, playful as a kid. "A cute disaster, huh?" Grayson turns away, hiding a smirk, his first near laugh in a month, despite his pounding head. An investor mutters, "This assistant's something else." Grayson snaps back. "Something else or a village wrecker. I'm stuck with her." But inside, he's lying. Maggie's something else eases his stress more than 100 cups of coffee ever could. Days later, Grayson starts noticing Maggie more, though he swears it's just 'cause she's loud. From the 50th floor window, he spots her in the rain near Dallas Park, Taco Tuesday t-shirt drenched and clinging, handing out sandwiches to poor kids in the downpour. She beams, red hair plastered like an unquenchable flame, passing out each one like early Christmas gifts. Grayson grips his coffee, gray eyes dazed like he's hypnotized, wondering why he cares about that ratty t-shirt she left on his chair, stuff he'd usually chuck without a second thought for cluttering his space. This girl, he mutters, sipping bitter coffee. But her clumsy, radiant image dances in his head, making him forget the half-done report on his desk. Grayson Holt, the cocky mogul who thought Texas was his backyard, is getting all tangled up by a klutz, and he doesn't hate it one bit. He sighs, muttering, "I must be losing it," but his lips twitch up, a grin he can't hold back. Dallas rains like it's dumping buckets, wind howling through the 50th floor windows of Holt Innovations like a herd of crazed longhorns stampeding across Texas plains. Grayson Gray Holt sits dazed in his office, gray suit rumpled, black hair a mess like a storm just swept through. His laptop screen blazes with headlines. Holt Innovations crashes, stock plunges 40% after AI flop. Fallout from the project he once dubbed humanity's future, now a pile of ashes. His cold black coffee sits empty beside him, phone buzzing like mad with calls from the board. Maggie Mags Delaney, the red-headed klutz who's been driving him nuts and tying him in knots for a month, fumbles at his desk outside, digging for the revenue report he demanded to salvage tonight's mess. "Hurry up, Delaney, I'm drowning here," Grayson bellows through the door, voice hoarse like he swallowed a burnt BBQ pit. Maggie shrugs, her baggy Taco Tuesday t-shirt flapping, ripped Converse squeaking on the hardwood. "Chill, boss. I'll find it any sec." She opens Grayson's laptop, hunting for the report, but her BBQ sauce slick fingers slip, clicking a hidden folder. Operation Hot Mess. Inside, an email from Grayson to Nate, his loudmouth PR buddy, titled, "Maggie Project, Last Resort," stabs her heart. "Nate, we're bankrupt bound after the AI bust. I hired this red-headed disaster as my assistant for a PR stunt. Turn a living train wreck into Holt Innovations' rags to riches poster girl. People will eat up the real deal vibe, stocks will bounce back, and we'll dodge collapse. Don't let her know. Let her think I picked her for talent, not a word." Maggie freezes, hands shaking like she's been zapped by a BBQ grill. That first-day coffee spill was nothing compared to this. She's not just a PR pawn, but Grayson's desperate lifeline to save his crumbling empire. Every smile, sandwich compliment, park glance, all fake to fool the world? Grayson shoves the door open, face pale, phone in hand after a boardroom tongue-lashing, and sees Maggie standing there, eyes red, pointing at the laptop. "What the hell's this, Holt?" she rasps, voice cracking like she's about to cry, reading aloud. "Maggie Project Last Resort? I'm your lifeboat for this bankrupt dump?" Grayson glances at the screen, his coffee mug crashing to the floor, shattering, black liquid pooling like Holt Innovations ashes. "Maggie, listen," he stammers, his cockiness melting into panic like a spooked longhorn. "You used me to save your stocks? This rotting empire?" Maggie screams, tears spilling, fists pounding his chest. "I'm your clown to dodge bankruptcy? Go to hell, Holt!" She snatches her tattered canvas bag and bolts out, charging into the blinding rain, heart smashed like a sandwich hitting the dirt. Grayson stands rooted, chest aching like she pummeled it to bits, not from the hits, but her eyes, furious, betrayed, slicing through him like a knife. His company's collapsing, stocks tanking, the board wants him gone, but losing Maggie hurts worse than it all. "Maggie!" he yells, voice breaking, but she's vanished in the downpour. He races to the garage, leaps into his sleek black Cadillac Escalade, and floors it into the Dallas night, tires splashing water like a sandstorm in Big Bend. His head spins. The PR stunt was a last-ditch move as the company teetered, but why's he freaking out like this? Holt Innovations or her? Rain slams the windshield, headlights sweep narrow alleys, until he spots Maggie huddled under an old taco stand awning, drenched t-shirt clinging, lips blue, clutching her bag like it's her last shred of dignity amid the wreckage he caused. "Maggie!" Grayson jumps out, Italian shoes sinking in red mud, yanking her into his arms as she pounds his chest. Let go! You jerk! She wails, voice frail, eyes blurred with rain and tears. Grayson holds her tight, rain soaking through his suit, chilling him. Hear me out! He roars, dragging her into the car, cranking the heat full blast. Maggie shivers, turning away, whispering, You used me to save your company. I'm a joke in your pile of ashes. Grayson slams the steering wheel, solid as a Texas bull. I was an idiot, Maggie. That stunt was a dumb move to save the company, but now I don't care about stocks. I can't lose you. She won't look at him, tears streaking her sauce-smeared face. Grayson brings Maggie back to the 50th floor, wrapping her in a thick blanket from the break room, her wet red hair plastered to her face. He fumbles in the company kitchen, trying to cook BBQ soup in an old pot, something he's never touched because CEOs don't cook. It's a charred disaster, smoke billowing like his company's ruins. Maggie stirs on the couch, seeing Grayson beside her, holding the blackened pot, sheepish. I burned it all, but don't go, Maggie. She glares, voice rough. Get lost. Grayson doesn't budge, gray eyes earnest. I screwed up. If the company crashes, fine, but I can't take losing you. Maggie turns away, tears soaking the pillow. You trashed my heart to save your CEO throne. Grayson bows his head, gripping the chair, knuckles white. I don't expect you to forgive me yet. But I'm here, not going anywhere. He sets the pot down, steps out, shoes echoing heavily, leaving Maggie with the rain's patter and a pain like Texas after a storm. Dallas shines under golden sunlight, but the air on the 50th floor of Holt Innovations hangs heavy like the smoke of burnt BBQ. Maggie Maggs Delaney, reeling from the shock of Grayson Gray Holt's Maggie Project email, decides she's done. She grabs her tattered canvas bag, Taco Tuesday t-shirt soaked with sweat, storms into Grayson's office, and slams her resignation letter on his desk. I'm not your PR puppet anymore, Holt. Go to hell with your stuck-up company. Grayson, gray eyes dazed, rumpled gray suit clinging to him, jumps up. Maggie, wait! But she yells, Wait for what? So you can turn me into your next ad mascot? I'd rather sling tacos on the street. She spins around, red hair flaring like a flame, charging out the door, dead set on ditching this jerk CEO for good. Grayson panics. For the first time, his heart races faster than when stocks crashed. He bolts after her, Italian leather shoes pounding the floor, shouting, Maggie, I messed up. He chases her down to Dallas Park, where she once handed out sandwiches to poor kids. Maggie stops under a drizzle, turning back, eyes red. You made me a laughingstock for all of Texas. What now? An apology for more PR? Grayson, drenched and panting, gasps, No! I was dumb. Thought that stunt would save the company, but I can't lose you. Maggie shoves him, tears falling. Prove it, or I'm gone for real. Rain pours harder. Grayson yanks a scribbled sign from a nearby truck. Maggie's BBQ Bliss, partner not PR. He drops to his knees, mud caking his suit. I scrapped that stupid campaign. Be my partner, not my assistant, not a puppet, for real. Maggie, stunned, slips on wet grass, tumbling into his arms. Grayson catches her, hands on her waist, gray eyes locking with brown. He kisses her hard, rain mixing with BBQ smoke from the truck. Just us, Maggie. She kisses back, tears blending with rain, gripping his shoulders. You're nuts, Holt! They stand there, soaked, hearts pounding, reconciling in the Texas rain. Dallas glows under a Texas sunset, the sun a fiery red taco hovering over the park, BBQ smoke from Maggie's BBQ Bliss drifting in the warm breeze. Grayson Gray Holt stands there, ditching his fancy gray suit for a rolled-sleeve flannel shirt, dark hair tousled like he ran through hill country fields. Maggie Maggs Delaney, Taco Tuesday t-shirt smeared with sauce, wipes her hands on an apron, brown eyes twinkling like melted cheese. After the rainy drama and Grayson's knee-dirty apology, they turned the truck into a small Dallas chain, dishing out free sandwiches to poor kids. Grayson kneels again, holding a simple silver ring, voice raspy. "Marry me, Mags?" Maggie cracks up, pinching his nose. "Not yet, you cocky fool. Master BBQ without burning it first." Grayson smirks, pocketing the ring. "You're one stubborn gal." They don't split. Grayson sells his penthouse, moving into a cozy wooden house near the park with Maggie and Timmy, an orphan they adopt after Maggie schools him in kindness. On their wedding day by the truck, Grayson brags he'll grill sandwiches to prove himself, but smoke billows. He sets the kitchen ablaze, flames shooting up like Texas fireworks amid guest screams. "Damn it!" Grayson hollers, ripping off his vest to fan the fire, choking on spicy smoke. Panicked, he grabs his phone, yelling at 911, "My house is burning, hurry!" The crowd roars with laughter. An old lady shouts, "A wedding fire?" That's peak. Maggie doubles over, laughing so hard tears stream. "I knew you'd be a BBQ disaster." She drags him from the haze, Grayson still barking at 911. "No, don't come, I'm fine." Face red as a jalapeno from embarrassment. Both smudged with soot, Maggie cackles. "You wrecked my life good." Grayson sighs, hugging her, Timmy dozing on his shoulder. "And spiced it up." She pinches him, grinning wide. Team Grayson or Maggie? Shout it loud in the comments. Did this kitchen blaze make you laugh your head off? Hit like if it melts your heart? And if you're in Texas, Dallas, swing by Maggie's BBQ Bliss. Tastier than Grayson's grill skills, I swear. Subscribe, ring that bell now. Miss out, and you'll regret it forever.